Let's give it up for New Kid.
Okay, I'm ready, my heart on go, my soul been heavy. The bars I roll, I know it's deadly. The sword I hold is strong and steady. Let's keep it a buck, I'm out here running amok. I should have been running it up, trust covered in dust. Ground floor where I've been stuck, there's still nobody I trust.
So we at Rhymes and Rhythms Open Mic Series. This is the second installment for season 2025. Meet the artist. So I first want you to just introduce yourself, let them know your name, and let them know where you're from.
I go by the name of New Kid, NEWKIDD. I come from the East Coast, born in Maryland, but I spent so much time in New York over the summers and over the winters that a lot of times I'll tell people I'm from there, from Long Island, grew up a lot in Virginia, so I just have a lot of East Coast in me where I can't claim one territory, but not to be rejective of one, but it's all encompassing in my upbringing. So I got love for MD, the DMV, NY, CT, VA, everything, you know what I'm saying? So.
Got you. Now, first thing I'm gonna ask about is this hat. I see the NK, I'm assuming that's for New Kid, tell us about it.
It's the logo. So my other pseudonym is The Dark Knight. You know, it's sort of like an inside thing between me and the homies. But I'm the Batman of my group. Brooding and mysterious a lot of times, even though I'm smiling right now because I'm excited. But I wanted my emblem to reflect who I am and what I feel on the inside. And I needed my own bat signal. So, you know, I merged the letters in my name and I created my own thing. And I feel like it turned out well because, you know, I made this myself. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, all encompassing the things that I'm trying to do, whether it be music, fashion, just art, from my drawing or my painting, my acting skills. I used to act as a child, model, all that type of stuff. So just trying to bring everything that I've had creatively into a fruition so that I could actually take it long term, you know what I'm saying?
I feel you. So what first got you into music, poetry, just the art of telling your story? What got you into that?
So I've always been, even as a young kid, I've always been a musician. I started off playing the drums at like 1. Like I have family members who can recall me banging on pots and pans in their kitchen with just spoons. So from drums, then I merged in a little bit of piano. My father, he's a minister, and so just always being encompassed around music. My stepfather's a minister of music. My mother is a singer, not well known, but she loves to sing. I've always just had music flowing through me. Where the poetry and the writing came from, I don't know. As a youth, with my god brother, we used to listen. He used to put me on to different rap artists and stuff like that, and we used to love to like freestyle. And it took me to like maybe I was like 13, and I figured out, yeah, he was stealing lyrics from Biggie, and I didn't know.
So you thought he was barring you up?
I really did, but like, he used the sky is the limit against me. I'm like, yo, like he was like hypnotized. I'm like, yo, that's where you come up with that? It's off the cuff. Nah, it wasn't. So you know what I'm saying? But like, it made me want to like pursue that. And like, I remember he actually put something together that was original, and he had put it out. Like I think Nicki Minaj had dropped. I can't remember what song it was. It was her and Drake though. It was a dope song. But I remember he did a remix, Moment for Life. Yeah, he did Moment for Life, and he did a remix of it. And I heard his lyrics, and I was like, man, that's fire. But like, there was a competition between me and him. So I'm just like, I could do that too. And so just, putting pen to paper and just finding out that I really love, like, actually, like, coming up with like different punchlines and double entendres, triple entendres, and all different forms of poetic devices. And going through high school, I was always good at English and, you know, being able to read and all that type of stuff. So like it became a thing where like, all right, I could throw this into it. So, you know, like, and then at a point, just, you know, like studying like the greats, you know, Pac, Big, Jay, Nas, Jay Electronica, you know, EPMD, Snoop, Dre, and, you know, Outkast, Andre, Big Boy, you know what I'm saying? Like the Slaughterhouse Crew, you know, Joel Ortiz, Big Pun. I can really just go on and on, like, but like just learning all these, you know, DJ Premier, Static Select, you know, like all these producers and like studying their formats and how they move and figuring out like where I could carve my niche, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm from, technically I grew up in the blog era, but I had so much music going through where I'm listening to Run DMC as well as Kendrick Lamar, or I'm listening to Guru, I'm listening to Gangstar as well as J. Cole, where it just becomes a thing where it's just like, all right, I can merge all these different formats and I can take that and develop my own style. So it became a thing where I love this art form that we have called hip hop, and I really want to see it in its truest form. And the best way I can do that is by me doing it myself. So
now pray for me while they hate on me, but I play for keeps. Go ahead, say your piece, I will. Fake friends with no faith in me, buried under palm trees for throwing they shade at me. Crazy, you think you can take from me? Imagine my friends think I ain't a real one too. So who else do I gotta make believe?
So now with all that, with all those artists you just named, how would you describe your style and or sound?
I describe my sound honestly, I describe it as everything. If you've ever heard any of my songs, if you've ever heard any of my I just put together a tape. I just released it on Wednesday. But if you hear the tape, there's elements of everything. There's elements of that new school, there's trap vibes, there's that, you know what I'm saying, that drill type, there's that level of R&B to it, because I can sing as well. So it's all different forms. Like my favorite is that boom bap, that feeling of just being able to like take something straight and just run with it for like miles. I'm able to do anything I put my mind to. So I'll never say that I'm just conformed to one sound, but my sound is just uniquely me. It's what I want people to understand about myself. It's what I want to put forward into the world. It's that mixture of the old and the new.
Got you. And talk about your process. Like when you are making music, how does that work? You pick the beat first? Do you get your lyrics down first? You know, talk about your process.
Okay, so normally, I can't give away too much.
Yeah, we don't want the secret sauce, you know what I'm saying? But
so normally all right, it depends what type of song we're dealing with. If I'm dealing with a mostly boom bap sound, I'll usually have lyrics written that I might have like a bar that I wrote down the day before that I'm just like, that's crazy. I need to get that down. So then I'll find a beat or I'll make a beat that'll merge with that well. Sometimes I'll hear a song and the music will move me enough that I'm just like, I gotta figure out something to write to for that. So it's all dependent upon, like I'll say, for my song Home Again that I have that's on my EP Only the Beginning, Home Again came from a place of childhood memories. So that was easy to draw from, but I heard the beat first. And so hearing the beat, that made me think of everything from when I was younger. So it made me want to write things based upon like my childhood memories. Versus a song like Cold Shoulder, I had a couple things written down and I heard that beat and I was just like, no, I gotta snap to that. That's crazy. Stuff like Lovers Anonymous was more like my version of like what I wanted to see in a woman and what I wanted to get out of love. And that feeling of whether or not I could trust love and whether or not it's something, whether or not I could believe it to be true. And so that came from, you know, me writing poems and then hearing that beat and then coming up with the hook, which was so easy because of the sample. But sometimes it's the verse first, sometimes it's the hook first, but I always know for certain, if I have the hook first, oh, the song's gonna be crazy.
Cool. So speaking of that, we got a magic crystal ball right here. You get to rub the crystal ball. Who is someone that you want to work with? Who's somebody you want to collab with? Anybody in the world. One person or group. One person or group.
Oh, fool, he can't give me to it like that, bro. Like, oh man, like one person?
And hey, you gotta manifest it. It might happen. So
oh, it's gonna happen.
Pick wisely.
I can't give you like my top 5.
One artist or group.
All right. Top of the list is J. Cole.
J. Cole, and why?
I feel like I learned a lot when listening to him. I remember hearing him for the first time, and I wasn't very drawn into what he was saying or what I was hearing. But as time progressed, I heard it a second time, a third time. It really like motivated me to like dig deeper into what lyricism was. And as I really dug into his catalog, it blew my mind. And from his beat selection to his lyrics, it's just a powerful connection. And I truthfully, my dream is to get signed to Dreamville or to have some sort of deal with them or some sort of collaboration with them long term. Because I really see myself as an artist, and I see my music as something that could fit over at the Dreamville label. So, you know, manifesting and all that and seeing the vision and making it plain, I do hope that.
No, we're going to stop it right there. That's it. J. Cole.
Crazy. I was about to...
J. Cole. So speaking of which, we're going to play a quick game. It's called Stack 'em.
Okay.
All right. I'm going to give you 5 different names of 5 different artists. You got to put them in order of who you think is the best lyricist, best artist. But I'm going to give them to you, and you got to rank them as I go. You can't change the order. All right. So the first one, I'm just coming off the top of my head with them. The first one, you said, let's say Gangstar. You said him. 1 to 5.
4.
All right. Kendrick Lamar.
'em. Man. I'm going to put Dot at 2 because I don't know who else you about to say.
All right. Jay-Z.
5.
J. Cole.
1. I knew that. So I did that on purpose. I knew it was coming.
And my last one, let's go Biggie.
I gotta put him at 3 because there's no spots left.
In a world where it's hard to stay monogamous, I'm stuck on you. I might need lovers anonymous. So it's love notes, making mementos in your memos. I gotta use my pencil to let you know that you're special. Sometimes I save these sonnets for sensual instrumentals, when anytime I can set aside like old demos. So baby, let's go. You gon' get it soon as we get home. Your fingers crept slow. Knew that I had you at hello. I guess so. When I got you singing in falsetto, never let a random fellow take a stroll through your meadow.
All right, so we're getting towards the end of it. What does performing at open mics like Rhymes and Rhythms do for you?
Everything, man. I may be one of the best artists that you've ever heard, but I've had very little stage time. I've had very little stage presence. I've taken a lot of time to build up what I'm doing so that when I did hit the scene, that it would just be something I could hit the ground running with, which meant like, and also I've got a lot of no's like told to me where I wasn't able to do something because somebody thought I wasn't capable of it. So it was a lot of time where I wasn't performing, and I wasn't able to put forth and to connect with people about my art. Rhymes and rhythms is super important to the fact that I feel like this was my second true test in terms of whether or not I could do this. And it gave me the real opportunity to hone my skills and to hone my stage presence. I never forget my first time here for the open mic. I remember Jarrell DeGrio, shout out to him. He was hosting at first. He brought me up. He was like, bro, you fantastic. You got to come to the next one. Showed up to the next one because I remember Avery, he wasn't here. And so Avery didn't know who I was. He had heard something about me, but he didn't know who I was. And so he ended up just, I remember he bumped me for a second and he was just like, I gotta get somebody else in front of you, bro. It's that and the third. And then he came up, he was trying to give me some advice, took it humbly. And he was just like, when they're kind of tired. So, go out there and like hype them up. And I'm just like, like the cocky me was just kind of like, oh, so you don't know. All right, cool. But I played it cool, you know what I'm saying? Cause he a good dude. And so, but I went on there and I killed it like I always want to do. And so then he came off the stage with the wide eyes. He was like, bro, I didn't, you don't even know. He was like, bro, I didn't even know. He was like, I wouldn't have bumped you if I had known. I'm just like, and then on the I'm just like, nah, man, it's all good. But on the inside, I was like, yeah, like, I was like, recognize, but like, it was such a, it was a humbling experience and a great opportunity for the fact of, you don't see many spaces like this that are willing to let artists come in, do what they got to do. I mean, yeah, you get charged the ticket price at the door, but at the same time, like, you're paying for something that's worthwhile, whereas most times you're paying for something you might not have a chance to perform. You might not even be selected. It might be getting your name drawn out of a hat. I've had so many times where people are just like gripping you for nothing, and it's the opportunity for opportunity, and it's not real. This place is real, and this place, I feel it like, I told Avery last week, this place feels like home because you guys have allowed me to come in here and like really make my name. I've gotten tens of tens, even with you know what I'm saying? Like being able to connect and network with people and people to hear my story, hear my music. And you know what I'm saying? I do this for the love, but you know what I'm saying? The congratulations on what I'm doing has always been appreciated. But people being able to see the real for what it is, and it's nothing like it. It's nothing like it, man. So this place is all too important, and things like this need to keep going, because without this, what is the culture, man? Like, we need these small spaces for artists to be able to rise up and bloom. Not everything can come off of social media. Not everything can come off of whatever. Even though we're doing the interview now, and you know what I'm saying, I'm gonna plug it. You probably gonna plug it. Rhythm Vision's gonna plug it. But at the same time, it's like that ground level, that street team, that, you know what I'm saying, you don't see that much. So, like things like this, I wish y'all were doing it, bi-monthly. But you know what I'm saying, once a month is cool. I get to come down here, do my thing, and see people I love to see. I get to count myself lucky to be amongst y'all and call y'all peers. So I'm appreciative, bro.
Cool. We appreciate you too, bro. So before we let you go, I know you say you just dropped the album on Wednesday. So shout that out. Where can people find your music to help support you?
Hey, yo, it's New Kid, The Dark Knight. I just dropped Only the Beginning. It's on all platforms: Apple, Spotify, YouTube, your mama's kitchen. Your homie's car radio, the church steps. Hopefully, praise Jesus. All of that. It's out everywhere, and I need you to stay tuned. Get in touch with me at Newest Kid in Gotham on IG, at New Kid in Gotham on Twitter. Get in touch with me. My links are in the bios. I'm telling you, I'm dropping something new in June, hopefully. Not hopefully, I'm speaking on it now. I'm dropping it in June. It's called When That Light Hits the Sky. And when that light hits the sky, it's over. And I'm telling you, I got a couple Johns from this project that I just did, but the stuff I'm working on now, killing the game. So lock in with me.
Appreciate you. Congratulations on winning Rhythm Vision's first ever fan vote.
Thank you, bro.
And we appreciate you coming, man.
Thank you for the opportunity.
Yes, sir.